Hello there. Over the last few years, we've seen an increase in the amount of idiotic rhetoric that's been brought in from idiots in the United States and picked up by idiots here who somehow move it into the freedom movement and the mix, like the anti-mandators who suddenly don't like drag queens, and they can't see how they're being manipulated or how much of a sheeple they actually look like when claiming everybody else is a sheeple. You know the generic bullshit that they do by now. One of the interesting things that happened this week, though, was that the Broadcasting Standards Authority turned around and said we will no longer be receiving complaints based on stereotypes and tropes around the trans community. And that's a really good thing because those groups are out there spreading hatred and misinformation and deliberately going out of their way to put people in harm's way based on incorrect information, misinformation, disinformation, whatever you want to call it, depends where it comes from. They're doing what they can to put people in harm's way. And we've seen it spill out from being anti-trans to anti-rainbow community. We've seen it get really vocal. We've seen attacks and graffiti. We've seen it all over the last few months. So the Broadcasting Standards Authority putting their foot down and saying, look, we're not going to accept complaints based on bullshit that's not true, is a really good sign. And of course, these groups are kicking up a fuss because it's now, oh, my free speech. That's not what it's about at all. It's about making sure information is correct when it gets put out there, that the perspectives that are being followed are the ones that are needing to be told. And it's about making sure that we're meeting the basic requirements to treat people like people in our media. And those groups that are sitting there complaining, who are making these complaints, they don't give a shit about treating people like people because they're selfish and stupid. And selfish and stupid is a really bad mix. So to the Broadcasting Standards Authority, who I'm sure are listening, thank you. I think that's a fantastic move, and I really, really am glad to see you guys stepping up and doing something like that, considering the government won't look at it at hate speech laws at the moment, where we also need those kind of protections for our trans community. It's an election year, though. If you're an MP watching this, it is an election year. That would be a great thing to campaign on.